Good evening and welcome to the Turner District Activity Center in Kansas City, Kansas. Tonight's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. It's the 30th annual BUnion.com High School Football All-Star Game put on by the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association. And you know the matchup, the Missouri All-Stars against the Kansas All-Stars. Hi, everybody. Kevin Weick along with Preps KC's Dion Clisso and former Chief Mark Beaurichter. This is the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. And an all-star game in June, so it's got to be 95 and really muggy, Dion. But we expect a good game. The Missouri All-Stars have a very good defense led by a guy from Smithville.
Yeah, Cody Simoncic was a star on that team last year as they went 15-0 and won a state championship. Made huge plays in the semifinal win and the state championship game. He's the Bobby Bell Award winner. Definitely a guy to keep an eye on. He's physical, he's fast, and just a fun football player.
Great linebacker, and Mark Beaurichter, Kansas, going to run the football in this game. And a guy that got a late start, but at the end he was very productive as they won a state championship. Mill Valley's Reese Kennedy.
Well, Reese Kennedy came on strong the last couple of years for Mill Valley in their state championship runs. Didn't play a lot of football until his senior year. Was a star for that team. It's going to be interesting to me tonight. Kansas only has 6 offensive linemen in the seat. You say they're going to run the football. I wouldn't be surprised to see them air it out a little bit as well because it's hot out here.
It is a warm one. It's an all-star game in June. It's the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. And we're back for the opening kickoff coming up next after this.
And deferred their choice to the second half. Kansas will receive.
Coin toss being held there at the center of the field in this new facility, opened up in 2020. They didn't play football in it because of the pandemic, but they did play in 2021 with Coach Rick Byers and the Turner Bears. And Missouri has won the opening coin toss, deferred their option to the second half. Coach Byers is the All-Stars on the Kansas side coach. And, of course, he's the only guy, Dion, that's coached for the Missouri side when he was at St. Pius and won those 3 state titles in 30-plus years. He lost that game in 2000, so he's looking to win one today for the Kansas All-Stars.
Well, and I asked him, I said, what's the difference? He goes, well, I can tell you this much. Back in 2002 when he did it, he said, we were hitting in practice. And he goes, we don't do any of that now. So that's definitely a difference. But what a respected guy. And he's come over here to Turner and really got the numbers up and last year and got things moving in the right direction. They got this great facility, and it's really great for the school district to be able to host this event.
And the Missouri All-Stars coach is Justin Hamilton from Pleasant Hill, a young emerging coach. He was the runner-up as far as a finalist for the Driscoll Chiefs Coach of the Year. His team went 7-6, lost in the state quarterfinals to St. Pius. This guy's an emerging coach.
Yeah, he was on Todd Vaughn's staff over at Belton. And when the Pleasant Hill job came open, he got that team turned around from 0-10 to being 7-6. They ended the streak that Odessa had and played really well down the stretch. Lost to a really good St. Pius team in the playoffs, but that's definitely a program to watch.
Let's check in with our sideline reporter. Here's Mark Beaurichter.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Just down here in the scorcher of a field right now on the turf. It's about 95 degrees. Heat index is about 105 right now as we get ready to kick off this game. Humidity about 50%. But there's a little bit of a breeze starting to blow right now, so we'll see if that affects the game.
All right, thanks, Mark. Yeah, this field sits kind of up on a plateau, so maybe we'll get some south breezes to cool everybody off as you see the heat coming off the field turf. And Mark said if it's 95 as far as the air temperature, you add 10 because of the field turf, so it's over 100. As ready to kick off is Kaiser Gan Vega. This is why this game's so special. He's a guy from Lafayette County in Higginsville, and he will kick it off. And here comes the Missouri All-Stars special teams. The ball came out on the Kansas return, and it's picked up. As picking it up for the Kansas All-Stars was Caden Ramey, a defensive end, and he's Johnny on the spot after the ball was fumbled there by Dominique Herrig Britton, probably the fastest guy in this game, the Piper speedster, but Ramey saves the day.
Yeah, that's the first plays of the special teams plays in these All-Star games are always ones to watch because that's a lot of times you don't get a lot of time to work on those things, and it's guys who haven't played together before.
Mason Close is the quarterback from Shawnee Mission South, 1,600 all-purpose yards, 13 touchdowns. We'll also see Truman Julesgard from Lawrence. This is a spread offense. Adam Pommel, the head coach from Blue Valley North, is the offensive coordinator, throwing on the run. And finding his man to the 35-yard line, and that's the tight end from Basehor-Linwood, Chance Nelson.
Yeah, he's a guy I wanted to see how he did with this. He's a big physical tight end from Basehor-Linwood, and you see Mason Close. He's a guy who people may not know about, but is a pretty talented quarterback. Running to his right, throwing across his body there to Nelson, and a good play there on first down.
And it's enough for a first down. It's just across the 35-yard line as Nelson is headed to Hutchinson Community College to play football and study business. And our first flag of the game, our referee tonight, is Jack Messer.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, number 97, 5 yards, still first down.
Justin Hamilton looking on there, and really one of those guys that when I talked to him about taking that job, he said there were other jobs open, but he wanted to make sure he took the right job and it was ready for the position he was going to be in.
Yeah, 7-6. He's going into his third year, and now the ball is fumbled by the quarterback, and he's just going to have to dive on it inside the 35. So they get a break with a defensive penalty and then give it right back. And notice this at practice. They only get 2 weeks of practice, Dion, but I saw a lot of drop balls and just drop snaps out of the shotgun.
It's always interesting to see how the teams mesh. And, you know, I can remember back in 2019, the Kansas squad ran the St. Thomas Aquinas offense, and they didn't look very good that first series, but the center, Jack Burns, got things figured out, and then they just dominated from that point on. So sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't.
Second down and long, swing pass to the Turner product as he breaks a tackle on a stiff arm, and he's near the 50-yard line for our first down, as that is the very speedy Tyshawn Cole from Turner High School.
Well, he really does a good job of getting to the outside edge here. A little turn there, and it was just enough to kind of get in there. And then he gets a good block here from Deshaun Stuckey gets a good block from Chris Galloway II from Bishop Ward. So two KCK guys getting together on that one.
15 yards and a first down. So the All-Stars from Kansas on the move. Cole, by the way, headed to Dodge City Community College. And he's a speedster. Kansas definitely has a lot of speed. Don't have as many bodies as the Missouri side. As Cole, or Close, I should say, is flushed and will run for whatever he can get on the near sideline. And his home sideline nearly got him enough for the first down, as he's going to get about 9 yards as he just gets flushed out of here, Dion.
Well, Missouri's been real aggressive defensively. It seems like they're trying to overwhelm that offensive line and get guys in the backfield. And Close in that offense has done a pretty good job of picking out, either getting it out quick or moving the pocket or taking a run.
Zach Dudley is the defensive coordinator for the Missouri All-Stars. They said they will blitz a lot tonight. Dudley from Fort Osage, quick pass, short pass, first down. And moving down the field is Cole Stratton from Blue Valley North. And this is a guy that piled up some big numbers in that high-octane passing offense for the Mustangs.
Well, and you also see more downfield blocking by the receivers. That's something that you don't maybe expect in a game like this, but that's a good instinct that these guys have, and they're still staying with their game.
Cole headed to Kansas State. He's going to study architectural engineering. He's not going to play football, but he was a 1,000-yard receiver. And now more, looks like defensive line movement.
Well, they've been really aggressive, and it's bit them twice now.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, number 98, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So, 1st and 5 as Coach Hamilton, Dion mentioned he was an assistant at Belton, worked with the likes of Jeff Gorley, Mark Thomas, Kevin Keaton, Todd Vaughn. So he's got a lot of good coaching mentors. Quick pass, and again it's Stratton, and he turns it up the field. That'll be a first down inside the 20. Stratton, I tell you what, he's got some sticky hands. He doesn't drop too many passes.
Yeah, the receivers right now have shown that they can pick it out of the air, but Close has really been on target most of the time, and he's doing a great job of getting the ball out of his hands quickly. With only 6 linemen, I'm assuming everything's going to be quick hitters. Even if on a run play, they're going to try and go quick.
And Tim Grunhard coaching the offensive line for the Kansas All-Stars. You know, He's going to always help his good buddy Rick Byers as far as helping him out in an all-star game. And another penalty on the Missouri All-Stars defense. There's Coach Grunhard.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Got a few of his own guys from Bishop Miege, but I've seen Timmy coach in this game when John Holmes was the all-star coach, but he dates way back with Coach Byers, back in the St. Pius days.
Well, and also on that staff was Tom Radke, who's won 2 state championships over at St. James. So that was quite a staff back in the day.
Inside running play, and not much doing. Reese Kennedy, who we talked about in the open from Mill Valley, quite a story for young guys. He played soccer when he was a freshman and sophomore and decided, I'll play football as a junior. But he was, very inexperienced, so they put him on the JV. And Coach Appleby said, he played very little on the JV. And then his senior year, he goes for 1,500 total yards and 18 touchdowns, his second year in football. And now he's earned himself the scholarship to play football at Baker University. So congratulations to him. It's not how you start, it's how you finish up. And that's a great story with Reese Kennedy. Second down and short, quick pass again. And this is Stratton. So they're just nickel and diming this defense right now. And the defense is helping them by jumping off sides. Well,
they're taking what they're giving them. I mean, they were aggressive early, so they hit some quick hitters out there, and now moving close around as well. And he does a good job of he's got a really good feel. And, Charlie Mission South struggled a little this year, and they have the last few years. But that's a guy that these all-star games can really show. Just because your team struggled, he's a guy who looks like he can definitely play. And he's doing a fantastic job for Kansas.
Defense probably getting tired from the heat and staying on the field so long. And it's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Initial drive of the game as the quarterback keeps on the read option. And Mason Close is diving for the pylon touchdown. Kansas All-Stars from Shawnee Mission South quarterback Mason Close. 6-0 Kansas All-Stars as they drive it the entire length of the field, helped out by penalties and some short passes, and get it done, get points on the board here in the first quarter.
Well, we talked about a quick hit run, and that's what that was. It's a good fake, and then he just ran around the outside, dove in, and got that touchdown. That's an impressive drive by Mason Close in this Kansas offense.
And the kicker for the Kansas All-Stars is Reese Kennedy, who also is their running back, and they say he has a strong, thick leg. He used to play soccer, now playing football, and he drills the PAT. So a great start for Kansas, and Missouri faked out on this quarterback read option, Dion.
Yeah, they are. And look at this. Great pull in and out. And those two guys on the end just dive in, and he does a fantastic job of body control and leaning for the pylon.
Close, a kid that played basketball. He was a state qualifier in golf. His brother was a very good player there. His brother was a tight end. They played together. It was Max. Their dad also was a player as well at Missouri, and that's where this young man's headed to study business, University of Missouri. His dad was a tight end from Mizzou. There you see, 75 yards. And Dion, it almost started out with a disaster as they fumbled the kickoff, but one of the special teams guys corralled it and ran out of bounds, and now it results in a 9-play, 75 touchdown drive.
Well, they also fumbled a snap there, too.
Yeah,
so,
that's true,
they had a couple miscues there early. Missouri helped them out with, 3 penalties on that drive? And
yeah, they were jumping off sides. That is Amari Gary, and also deep back for the Missouri All-Stars is David Lewis from Van Horn. These two guys can really fly. There's a lot of speed back there as Kennedy, I'm told, is not your traditional-looking kicker. He's a thick, quad-legged kid, but I guess he can really bomb it. They were saying that he could really kick it in practice.
Well, and KJ Smith's also back there from Kearney. And
oh, yeah, he's a speedster.
1,000-yard rusher, too.
Guy is he's a machine. I tell you what, he was throwing the shot and disc before practice. And, he's going to go to college and be a shot and disc and hammer thrower there in Northwest Missouri State. And I see this sweaty guy in the corner throwing shots and discs before the practice even started. And that's KJ Smith in a Tell you what, he's a tough guy from Kearney. His ball goes out of bounds, so the ball goes to the 35. And we get our first look at the Missouri All-Stars offense. This is Dane Hurl from William Chrisman. And he's headed to Missouri Southern. And we know about him as a basketball player, but he's going to Missouri Southern to play football where his brother is a quarterback there. The ball is incomplete. The ball came out. Kansas All-Stars thought it was a catch and a fumble, but the official right there is that was Zach Redwine. Oh, okay. I beg your pardon. That's Ty Clemens in at quarterback. And Ty Clemens is the Oak Park quarterback. Let's go back to that last play as they're going fast here as Ty Clemens is the Oak Park quarterback headed to Dordt University in Iowa. As let's take another look here. It looked like a catch.
Yeah, he was
maybe.
Losing
Yeah, he was losing.
Okay. One thing to keep an eye on Missouri, they go quick here. They've got 2-3 good running backs. You got Lewis Ottaker right now in there from Park Hill South, and a guy like Tamari Gary from Raytown who can do a little bit of everything, and of course KJ Smith. So that might be something they're looking to do.
Quick pass to the outside. Across the 50, first down and more. Is finally belted out of play is Redwine. And that's a nice pass from Clemens to Redwine, and it's a first down. And once again, this is a hurry-up offense as they spot it at the 36. And an inside run that stopped by Ramey from Paola.
Well, one thing you can tell, it's an all-star game because as Kevin and I have talked leading up, the physicality in this thing. Here you go out to Redwine, does a good job of getting his shoulders up and hits the Jets there. And it's always interesting when you see the kids who play on the team of the head coach and how much of the offense they bring with them, or defense for that matter, and how much they are able to quickly get into this game and make big plays.
The ball may have come out there as Blaney came up with the football, but this Missouri offense led by Ty Clemens, the Oak Park quarterback. He plays for his dad, Ken, there. And we'll also see Dane Hurl, I thought it was out there. Hurl wears number 16. And then also Tyler Leiniger from Liberty. So they've got 3 quarterbacks on the Missouri All-Stars squad. Fourth down and short. And they'll go for it. And it's a second effort run by the big running back out of Park Hill South. That is Otker. And I think his second effort may have got it, but initially it didn't look like he had it, Deion.
No, he looked like he was stuffed in the backfield, and he was a big reason why they were undefeated in the regular season. The best season ever for Park Hill South coach Alan Wilmus, who's now at Blue Springs South. Helped get that program back to new heights this year, and their first year in Class 6. And a lot of good players on that Park Hill South team.
Now we're going to get a timeout for a water break, and I think they're going to measure as well. So throw in your water breaks when you can on this hot day. And Odker is going to Washburn to play football and study criminal justice. He wants to be a FBI agent in his future. I don't know. The spot doesn't look as good as I thought he had.
I know. The FBI gets a lot of free recruiting with all the FBI shows that are on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's short.
Oh, he's short. Kansas takes over. So the Kansas defense makes a fourth down stop, and they will take over, leading 7-0. 6:19 to go in your second quarter.
Yeah, Caden Ramey from Paola, who was in on that play, was dancing out in front of the bench when they got that big stop. If you're the Kansas offensive line, did you get enough of a blow to be ready to go back out there?
I don't know. And like I said, they've got limited bodies, so they're going to have to everybody make sure they're well hydrated, and Tim Grunhard coaching them, and they set it up. They've got some good young guys. So they'll take over inside the 30-yard line, 1st and 10, and Close stays out there. Truman Julesgaard, the Lawrence quarterback, was added late. And now Close going to take off and run. It's showing he's a very elusive runner as he's across the 30. And a nice gain on first down.
He was one of the guys I wanted to see play in this game, and he has not disappointed at all. What a great dual threat guy he is. Look, he cuts it back inside. and then is always moving forward, which is great to see.
We got an official's timeout. Last tackle, though, by Carson Miller, and also involved in the stop to Xavier Reagan there, the big guy from Raytown, defensive end. Doing a good job for the Missouri All-Stars, but they've been on the field a lot, this defense.
They're not as aggressive this time around as they were last time, too.
Well, I don't know. Coach Hamilton was saying we're going to really like to blitz against them, and I told Coach Byers that. So, but the blitz kind of bit them as they were off sides and looked like they were out of position on some plays and got burned. And, Close going to tuck and spin. And, oh, man, like a hard hit there. I think that was Tapasoa, the first guy from Fort Osage, the linebacker, to make contact with him.
And A.J. Delgado also was there from Liberty North, and James Williams, a big-time defensive end from Park Hill South. And Close does a good job here stepping up, breaks the initial tackle. And he thought about throwing it, and maybe I think he was past the line of scrimmage there. But they are hitting tonight, there's no doubt. They always do.
Yeah, it's always a very physical game just because of everybody's state pride. Everybody usually plays nice here for the first quarter, but with it being so hot, I guess everybody's agitated already. So now 3rd down and 7 from the 30-yard line for Close and the Kansas All-Stars, trailing in this series 15-13 as they swing it out to Cole, and he's not going to get the first down. And running him down there was Patrick Martin, I think, from Truman. Was one of the guys there. Also, David Jaquez from Fort Osage.
Yeah, they showed good speed there to go get Ty. It's easy to get sucked in when you're blitzing and coming up like that. And you see James Williams, he wasn't there for the tackle, but that's a DN who's making sideline to sideline plays.
Close stays in to punt the football, and said he averaged about 40 yards per punt. He said, keep in mind we're punting on field turf, so we get that field turf roll. But he said he's a pretty good punter and shows it right there. And this one hit Redwine. Ball is a free ball and covered up by Kansas at the 15-yard line. Oh, my. And Zach Redwine, I think maybe had trouble fielding it. It looked like it glanced off his lower leg. And recovering the fumble is David Taylor, the local guy from Turner High School.
Well, those are the mistakes in the special teams are the things that can really hurt in a game like this.
Wow. Did it hit his glove there, Dion? Did he stick his hand out? Let's see. I don't know. Where did it hit? Oh, yeah, hit his hand. Okay, there. Yeah, just glance off his knee and then his hand, and then the local guy is... Yeah, David Taylor, the Turner player. And good to do that one for the home fans here at Turner High School. And a short field now for the Kansas All-Stars. Is Close staying in and fires it out there. And the pass is caught. And running to the edge is Chris Galloway from Bishop Ward High School, a guy that scored 8 touchdowns, playing for Coach Duggan there.
Yeah, Bishop Ward, talk about a team that really rose from the ashes in the last couple of years. Coach Duggan's done a great job. Had some of their biggest numbers. Won a district game for the first time in several years. I mean, that's a program that went 5-6 years without winning a game, and they were definitely much improved. And that's great to see that program do well, and it's great to see Chris Galloway playing in this game.
Well, he got a first down. Did Galloway, who's headed to Lincoln University to play football and study sports medicine, as it's 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Motion across the set. They'll give it to Cole. Cole using the stiff arm, staying on his feet, and then slipped as he turned the corner and will come up a little bit short. Ty was limited with an injury this year, but still in only 5 games, 690 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then you got Justin Pearson makes a good stop here to keep him out of the end zone, but really just breaks that tackle there, gets a good stiff arm, and then dives, but is held just a little short.
Under 3 to play in your first quarter. Mistakes by Missouri, the big story. They've drawn a lot of penalties. Now they've had a turnover on a punt. They were stopped on a 4th down play, and Kansas going to try to take advantage here late in the first quarter. Man wide open, Stratton adjusting but can't make the catch. And now it's 3rd down and goal.
Looked like there was maybe a little confusion there. I don't know if Stratton was expecting that, and Close was probably about on his 3rd read there. Stratton had just kind of gone out in the flat here. Little pick play, and he was wide open.
Yeah, he was. Coverage there by Justin
Is that a rub?
Pearson.
Pick is illegal.
Yeah.
It's a rub play.
Yeah. So Cole in the backfield. We got 3 receivers to the right of the quarterback. And Mason Close, Shawnee Mission South quarterback, and another flag prior to the snap. And it's another defensive penalty.
Prior to the snap, encroachment. On the defense, number 97. Half the distance to the goal, still 3rd down.
Oh, Coach Hamilton can't love this.
It's a lot of penalties.
Yeah, 4 of them thus far here in the first quarter. And got a turnover and a 4th down stop. So this has not been a exceptionally good quarterback for the Missouri All-Stars, who won this game last year at North Kansas City. And the running back, Jalen Birch, breaking a tackle, trying to use his speed to get to the outside. Not going to get there, as he's going to be tripped up on the play. And that is coming up there is Jahan Stuckey from Lincoln Prep, defensive back. So Birch got clogged up in the middle and tried to break it to the outside, and that's not going to work with the speed on this defense.
Well, and you got to wrap up there and not just hit him. A good recovery there by the defense to string that out and see if they can hold to a field goal here.
Yeah, Kennedy will try the field goal, holding.
He made the extra point look easy, and this isn't much longer than that.
Yeah, this will be a 24-yard attempt by Reese Kennedy of Mill Valley. And looks like he blocked this one out to the right. No good. So, not able to get any points.
Caught a break there.
The punt muff by Redwine. And it'll be Missouri ball late here in the first quarter. And they moved the ball initially on that first drive, Dion. But
stalled out a little.
Yeah, stalled out on the 4th down stop.
Well, and you can tell they're committed to the run, so it'll be. And they were moving quick. And now Kansas has played close the entire time. And Jules Guard just got to practice on Monday, so it'll be curious to see what they do with him in terms of what he was able to pick up in 3 days, whereas Missouri had all 3 of their quarterbacks all week long. So they may rotate a little more.
Yeah, once again, Missouri's got Ty Clemens, Dane Hurl, and Tyler Leiniger as their QBs. And their offensive coordinator in this game is Wes Thompson. He's a Pleasant Hill guy.
Yeah.
This is just a water situation. Everybody cooling off here. And referee's mindful of how hot it is tonight here. Turner District Activity Center.
And really, it's a pretty good crowd, too.
Yeah, really.
The visitor side is packed because the visitor side has the back to the sun. Yeah. But really, the home side has got a good group, too. And
yeah, this is a big crowd. I was a little shocked. I
know last year we had that huge crowd in North Kansas City. Part of that was because we didn't have the game the year before.
Right.
A lot of that football season before was played in, circumstances where you didn't have full stadium sometimes.
Yeah, people were just missing the game as we get a running play by that guy, K.J. Smith, who we were talking about, and the Kearney Bulldog, who's headed to Northwest Missouri State. Another running play, and this time it's Lewis Van Horn, and he got a nice gain.
Well, he stayed with this one because he got stopped in there at the line of scrimmage.
This is like, this is the
Earl Campbell.
Yeah, the throwing guys off while you try to run the football.
Derrick Henry. I should not date myself.
Well, I saw Earl Campbell is once again Clemens in at quarterback on 3rd down and 5. Rolling, throwing, and completing, and the defender falls down. And turning it up the field is Devin Blaney from Lee Summit North. And it'll go away for a long touchdown. And it's a 7-6 ball game as it goes 75 yards. And once again, the defender falling down. And the Lee Summit North Bronco takes advantage.
Well, Devin Blaney's an outstanding receiver on that Lee Summit North team that made it to the semifinals in Missouri Class 6, losing the eventual champion CBC. And that's a game changer. I mean, they get the missed field goal at one end, and 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
And they will set up the swinging gate, and they will try to run it in, and I don't think they got there. Let's see. No, they did. Oh, wow. Second effort, boy. By the nose of the pigskin, do they get that in there? As that was Taden McCoy for Richmond, and let's see what happened here with the secondary for the Kansas All-Stars.
Clemens does a good job rolling to his right. Blaney's in the slot. He's open, but they run into each other, and he's got nothing but green in front of him. And Lane Cavanaugh out there just saying, go, Devin, you got it all. He is one of my favorite guys to watch from last year, Devin Blaney.
Yeah, he is headed to Northeastern State University in Oklahoma, and he had some big numbers. Nearly 1,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, as Jamar Mosey's team was 11-2, and they were one of the best teams in the Metro on either side of the state line. As here's the swinging gate. They just throw it out to McCoy, and boy, I tell you what, I thought he was short, but I guess that second effort got him in there. The
balls
Richmond
forward,
guy.
good sized body.
So an 8-7 ball game as we're under a minute.
Sure Devin needed a lot of that water after that run.
Yeah. He's a guy that's a good baseball player, and tell you what, 3 plays, 80 yards, 76 on the touchdown.
Well, the one thing that did also, talk about the offensive line from Kansas, they're going to be back out on the field again.
On the return, and returning it for the Kansas All-Stars is Javon Roach from Bishop Ward. He's a speedster and got a decent return. So he'll get it out near the 36-yard line. Let's check in now with Mark.
Hey, fellas, I'm down here with Mr. Devin Blaney, Lee Summit North High School. I feel like every time we've had your game, all you do is catch touchdowns. 13 on the regular season, 900 yards, and a big one here to get you guys going. How'd that feel?
It felt great. It feels great just to be out here with all these guys, man. These are all best of the best. It's an amazing feeling being out there right now.
It's been a great experience the last couple of weeks getting to know a lot of these guys. I know a lot of you guys know each other anyway, but be able to put on the pads one more time.
What'd you say?
I said being able to put on the pads one more time.
Oh, it feels great. I've been missing football since the season ended, man. It's a great feeling having these pads on right now.
Thanks. You sure you want to go to Northeastern State to play baseball? You say a little football?
Both.
Are you playing both? Awesome. Congratulations, man.
All right, thanks, Mark. Yeah, he's going to be a two-sport guy at Northeastern State University. That's the end of the first quarter in this all-star game put on by the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association. The 30th annual BUnion.com all-star football game from Turner returns with the second quarter right after this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Weick, and welcome to the high school game of the week here on Metro Sports. Well, before this football game's over, we may have a track meet as it's speed versus speed. Liberty Rockers, number 1 versus number 2. But the big story tonight is the playing status of both starting quarterbacks. Hi, everybody. Kevin Weick along with J.C. Pearson here on Metro Sports. Great showcase of high school football talent here in Kansas City and a border war, Kansas versus Missouri. They say in the press release this is a friendly rivalry. This is no friendly rivalry. There's going to be some big hitting in this game. Hi, everybody. Kevin Weick along with Theotis Brown. We've got Lauren Fox on our sidelines. We've got two teams, Theotis making their second trip to the state finals. Hutch, a second straight year in the state finals. Both looking for that elusive first ever state crown, and both teams like to run the football. For Hutch, they have that flex bone, and their fullback's the key guy, Kerry Gamble.
What you have been watching there is Special Sports Kevin Weick, who will be inducted into the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Hall of Fame at halftime tonight, and a little bit of his history of 25 years doing games here in the Metro. And Kevin, I've been honored to sit next to you a few times over the last decade or so, and I definitely am way down the list of some great color guys you've worked with, but you're the standard, man, and congratulations.
Well, thank you. You're the one that helped me figure out who the starting quarterback was there for Missouri. So, we get, in a game where like 90 guys are going to play, and we got a new quarterback in the game here for the Kansas All-Stars was Truman Julesgaard, and now they're going to be a 3-and-out and punting situation, so that'll bring Close back on the field. But thanks for the kind words. And who was that young guy with that full head of hair? I want that hair back. What happened to that hair? It's down the old bathtub drain, as this one will trickle inside the 20-yard line, and the Missouri All-Stars will take over. So, everybody's been great. Mike Zagunis with the Greater Kansas State Football Coaches Association is part of that Hall of Fame, chairman of the committee. And that's this class, Dion, when you look at this class, I think I'm the only weak link here because, you're looking at Kelly Donahoe from Rockhurst and all that greatness at Blue Springs, Eric Driscoll, who passed away, and Bubba Sterling, the Gardner-Edgerton football star and former Royal. Tenny Dewey's considered one of the best offensive line coaches, and Royce Bain from Lee Summit. Look at that class. That's going to be fun to be down there at halftime of that game. That is a star-studded halftime lineup for as far as the Hall of Fame goes. And they'll keep it on the ground. Nice second effort. This is running the football is Zamari Gary. This is a guy I think is a little looked at here, Dion. He's a little guy from Raytown, but very fast, kind of a Darren Sproles type guy.
He is such a weapon for Raytown this last few years, and like you said, he's not very tall, but he is thick and he is fast.
Yeah, he's going to Missouri to play football, and they're going to. Eli Drinkowitz plans to use him as an athlete, as throwing on the run, juggling, and drop. Incomplete. Big hit there. As couldn't hang on. As that was Tayden McCoy. He just scored on the 2-point conversion. He's a tight end in this game. And I'll tell you what, he took a pretty brutal hit here, and that's what jarred the ball free, because I think he would have latched onto it without the hit here.
Yeah, he found a good spot in the zone. That ball was just a hair high by Ty Clemens and wasn't able to bring that in.
Silas Etter from Eudora, outside linebacker, putting a hard hit on him. Now 3rd down and 6. An early movement.
It's like the center in the left-hand side of the line didn't know the count there. Everybody else was moving.
Missouri All-Stars.
Prior to the snap,
they're really piling up some penalties
on the offense. Number 79. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Missouri All-Stars practicing at Grain Valley. So that's right down the street from where you live.
I petitioned it to be in Grain Valley or Blue Springs every year if possible.
All right. Well, the Kansas All-Stars are right here at Turner, and now wide open receiver over the shoulder catch, and breaking free will be Zach Redwine for an easy Missouri All-Stars touchdown. Oh my.
He was so wide open, you just were making sure that they got it to him.
I think he got a little nervous seeing that ball in the air. You saw him. He had to make that tough over-the-shoulder catch. And he goes for 81 yards. And, boy, the Missouri All-Stars, they were making penalties and making mistakes, and now all of a sudden they've got 2 scores on the board. And let's see if they go for a 2-point conversion. Now, they have a very good kicker. This kid from Higginsville is a darn good kicker, Kaiser Gan Vega. And looks like they're going to go with a regular 1-point after touchdown. This young man headed to Missouri Southern. He's a very good kicker and punter. And he drills it through there.
He is a 4-time Class II All-State kicker for them. Also, right here, take a look at this catch here. They just totally let him go. I mean, there was nobody within 20 yards of him. He just releases. Miscommunication in the backfield. You see the Kansas guys looking like, how did he get that open? And you're right. That's nervous. It's sometimes easier to catch a ball with someone on you than it is when you're all by yourself that wide open.
And that was a good adjustment by Redwine, who's undecided where he wants to go to college, but he was an all-conference player for Justin Hamilton. So it's a Pleasant Hill Rooster getting points for the all-star coach. 81 yards as it goes 3 plays. And now Redwine, we saw him have that punt muff earlier in the first quarter, Dion, and I All-Star game, and tell you what, this is a 15-7 ball game. Missouri has won 8 of the last 10 in these games. I mentioned they won last year at North Kansas City, where it was a steamy, hot day there in Northtown, 20-12. But it seems like when the game's here in Kansas, Kansas seems to win. Kansas has won 5 of the last 6 when they play here in the Sunflower State. So,
yeah, the last 2 they've won. Played in Kansas. Now there was a stretch there where there was 4 years where it was played at Blue Springs and Blue Springs South.
Yeah, it was a long stretch,
and that's during the time when Missouri was ripping off a 7-game winning streak. But they won at Leavenworth in 2019, and in 2018, and then at CBAC at Lathe West hosted that at CBAC in 2019. So
2012 was the last time Missouri has won on the Kansas side. They won at Blue Valley.
Yeah.
19-7, so let's see if Missouri can get it done here as Gan Vega, there's that strong leg. This will go out of the end zone.
He played guard on the basketball team that went to the Final Four.
Oh, he's a really good all-around athlete. I think he averaged 15 points per game. He got 3rd in state in the 400, and I think he has the school record. I mean, he is a big-time all-around athlete there. If you don't know where Lafayette County is, it's in Higginsville.
Yes, on the Missouri side, most people that have been around for a while still call it Higginsville High School, but they go by Lafayette County now because that's where the majority of the kids come from outside the town as well. But great program there. Steve Cook's been there for more than a decade. They've been to 3 state championship games, go deep every year, and their worst years I think are like 5 wins or 6 wins, and then most of the time they're 7, 8, 9, 10 wins.
Yeah, 12 wins this year, state semifinals before they bowed out. And now we'll see the quarterback from Lawrence High, Truman Julesgaard. Dion mentioned he got a late start, screen pass to Birch, and he is blown up on the play as making the stop there was David Jaquez from Fort Osage, linebacker, and also a long snapper in this game as there's Birch retucking his uniform, the running back from Bishop Miege. Let's check in with Mark.
Hey, fellas, here with Zach Redwine. Big play. It's been a story of big plays for you guys so far offensively. I don't know if you can get more open on that play. What happened?
I mean, I don't know. Just DBs weren't reading it right. I mean, we got a QB that can make that throw and wide receivers who can make catches. So, I mean, it's best of the area for a reason.
How about this in a, guys, all-star game, catches a touchdown pass, big one, and then has to go run out on kickoff team. How'd that feel?
I mean, I think I'm in shape for it. So, I was feeling good. I like playing all the time.
Sounds good, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Redwine with the 81-yard touchdown catch. Another run by the Kansas All-Stars, and he's a feisty one, that Redwine. Pleasant Hill Rooster. Coach Hamilton bringing some of his own guys to play in this All-Star game, and several Roosters on the roster there. There he's sitting next to his teammate Peyton Jobe, also from Pleasant Hill. Now 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Kansas offense scored on the initial drive of the game and hasn't done much since. Julesgaard trying to evade the rush. Takes a hard hit. That was Tapasoa. Yeah, boy, it sounded like a car crash down there as he's like T-boned the side of the quarterback, Julesgaard. Now let's go down on the field and listen to this as we got some great audio here on Spectrum Sports.
So you want to play football?
Oh, that's what I was telling the kids. I said Daniel Tapasoa, over 100 tackles, also plays rugby. And that's what he's going to play in college at Davenport University in Michigan. So a lot of these guys play rugby. It's a big deal. These guys... Now 4th down. Are they going to go for it, or are they going to quick punt it here? And now they'll just take the timeout. 7:16 to go in your second quarter.
Timeout, Kansas. They're first.
So, well, I think that's risky business here.
I think you got to
get stopped here, and another quick score, and you're in trouble in this game. And here you take a look at Rick Byers. He said, "How many more years for you, Coach?" He said, "A few more years." But 33 years at St. Pius, won the 3 state titles, went to 4 state championships. And coaching the Turner Golden Bears now in his second year.
Well, you can see that he still has enthusiasm. He brought that enthusiasm with him. Last year they had better numbers than they'd had in a long time. And that's great to see. I think the facility helps. I think that having an on-campus facility where kids can feel like they've got a home that they can play in and be proud to play in it, hosting an all-star game, things like that. I mean, those things all matter.
Yeah, this is a little better than Schwartz Field, which they used to play on. And it's a natural grass field. It looked like it was in a park. I'm told it wasn't in a park. And this is state-of-the-art. Here's Redwine. Let's see if he wants to field this. Nope.
But that flips the field. They're going to go 20-20, and that's not bad.
Yeah, make them go the distance on a hot night here in Kansas City, on a historic night in Kansas City with the World Cup coming to Kansas City. Everybody all excited about that for 2026. And got an all-star game going on here, and Missouri going to get it back after a little bit of a slow start. They've been looking good on offense. A couple of long pass plays of 75 and 81 to Blaney and also Redwine. And tell you what, this Missouri offense is looking good right now.
Well,
as they check out on the field, who's the quarterback here?
Earl.
And now
Clemens has done all he can do.
Well, it's hard to ID these guys because the Missouri All-Stars, they really had a trading of the helmet stickers extravaganza. I'll tell you what, Dane did not really do much to his William Chrisman helmet there. But look at Otker's helmet. He told me he had like 20 different teams on there. As now Hurl taking off. This guy's an athletic guy from William Chrisman. But going to Missouri Southern, where his brother Dawson is a quarterback, so it's a brotherly affair down there at Missouri Southern.
Well, I'm kind of partial to that William Chrisman logo. I think that's one of the best logos.
Oh, it's good looking. Yeah, yeah, he didn't want to mess it up. Dane, there's the you see the guys. They bring their stickers from their home teams and trade them out. I did
see that W with the Eagles for Wellsville. Jake Berg is in the game, a Wellsville player. That's probably the smallest school we've got.
And now Hurl buying time and then looking deep, has a man, and the ball is deflected and nearly intercepted. As climbing the ladder there was David Taylor and got his right hand on that ball and saved another long passing play, the Missouri All-Stars.
Hurl rolls to his left, gets his feet set. Looks like he's got just enough to get it past Taylor, but Taylor almost picked that off himself.
Yeah, he's got that. That's the new helmet sticker for Shawnee Mission North, by the way. They've become the Bison. And he said, take a look at my helmet. What do you think of this red Bison on the side of my helmet? I said, that looks cool. He goes, that's the new Shawnee Mission North logo right there. I said, I love it. So the Bison, the new mascot name for Shawnee Mission North. Well, 4th down and punting time for Kaiser Gan Vega, who averaged 42 yards per punt. This guy can really bomb it. He sends it down. Here's Ty Cole, muffs it for Turner, and now he's in trouble. First wave misses him, though. This is where he's dangerous. I'll tell you what, this guy got his season shortened from injury, but he's an exciting, fun player, and there's a flag down on the play. See what the call is from Jack Messer.
Near the line of scrimmage.
Holding on the receiving team, number 43. That foul occurred during the kick. It will be enforced from the post-scrimmage kick spot. 10 yards, first down.
So Kansas special teams, Welsh with the holding penalty, and now 5:40 to go in your second quarter. And there you take a look at Ty Cole headed to Dodge City Community College. And he is a speedy, exciting player.
Watch the inside guys here.
Let's see if we can find the penalty.
Yeah, I can't do that. That's a great wrestling move.
So move the ball back to the 15-yard line where it'll be First and 15, and that's Mason Close back in. Close, going deep down the field. Pass going to be caught just across the 40-yard line, and a nice catch with a defender right in his breadbasket was Chris Galloway from Bishop Ward. He just snatched it away from the defender for a first down catch. It's going to go for 26 yards and first down. Nice play there by Chris Galloway. Says Stephon Diggs is his favorite wide receiver, the Buffalo Bills wide receiver.
We were talking about Bishop Ward's season, and you see reasons why on the field right here.
And he gave me the best gloves to get. He said, if you're going to go out and catch balls, he said, grip boost gloves? I don't know. He said, yeah. I said, what's the best to grab out there? Because there seems so many brands. He said, well, grip boost, they're expensive. And that's the ones I'd like to get, and the guys in the NFL wear. So, Mark Beaurichter, what is the best wide receiver glove to get on these? Check in with you on that. Do you got any preference on the gloves?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't heard of Grip Boost gloves before, and I think I would have at this point with my 13-year-old son because he's into all that stuff as well. But
$70 a pair, so there you go.
Maybe that's why I haven't heard of it
yet. Okay, all right. I mean, none of them are cheap, but I just that's what Mr. Galloway told me. And these guys, I talked to the wide receiver. They will not play now without gloves. I mean, nobody is the old school. No gloves as this pass is caught. This is a wide receiver. That's Ethan Schultz. He's a twin from DeSoto. Twin brother's out of this game. He's out with a foot injury, but this is Ethan. He's got a twin named Tyler.
There were two big reasons why DeSoto continues every year to have a solid football team. Very competitive.
Yeah, Ethan is a kid headed to Emporia State. His twin brother was picked for the game but couldn't play with a foot injury. First and 10 after that Schultz first down catch. The DeSoto wide out now trying to set up a screen and in trouble. And he's going down. That is James Williams from Park Hill South. This is a good-looking player that you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yeah. This is a guy that's fun to watch play. He is a big, tall, long, physical guy. I think a lot of coaches would like to have DNs that looked and played like him.
Yeah, his dad played at Oklahoma. Mom was a very good athlete as well. He's going to Iowa Central Community College. And he wants to get into sports broadcasting. Study journalism. He had over 100 tackles. He had 18 sacks there for Park Hill South. They went 11-1. What a season for them. His nickname is Sticks. James Sticks Williams. And now ball is loose. And they say Close was down again. Williams is back there again. And also back there was Derek Bikes, the linebacker from Raytown. So.
Yeah, they were in there quick, and Close is starting to get hit a little more. That blitz is starting to get home. We talked about the lack of depth in the offensive line. We're nearing the end of a half, but they've been on the field a lot.
5 sacks already, and ball was recovered by Bickelmeyer, the St. James Academy offensive lineman. And now third down and a country mile. 3rd and 32. They'll just keep it on the ground to Cole, and Missouri not faked out at all. And now let's see if they want to call a timeout because they're going to get the ball back here, leading 15-7, and they're going to force a punt. Carson Miller, the Harrisonville linebacker, making the stop.
Mason! You want to call one of one?
All right, we'll see how we do here on the punt as Mr. Weick exits the booth as he's getting ready to head down and be honored here at the halftime. Zach Redwine back to return, and Close had that one that they didn't field last time, and it got all the way down to the 20.
Timeout. Missouri, they're first of the game.
They take a timeout here. 1:21 left here in the second quarter. Right before half, we start to see a little bit of shadows come across the field, and I think that's got to make some of these guys feel good and knowing when they come back out, they may be a little bit more in the shadows as that field starts to cool down. For Kansas, they've got to get that defense out there and be ready to get a stop here. I don't think they want to give up a third, and because Missouri gets the ball to start the second half, it's like 2 possessions right here back to back. For those of you who are just turning in here, this is a Missouri touchdown. Wide open, Zach Redwine. And that's the go-ahead touchdown there for Missouri. Actually, they were up by 1 with the 2-point conversion after the first touchdown, but that puts them up 2 scores. They went for 2 with a swinging gate on that first touchdown to go up 8-7. Just barely gets that off. Redwine gets stuffed at the 35. It'll be 1st and 10. Big stick there by Richard Patrick from Lansing. Oh, there you go. That is one of the features of the All-Star game we talked about before. Kevin and I had talked about that they are physical in these games. I think a lot of it's kids haven't played in 6 months, and they're excited to get back out there. We've got Hurl out here leading the Gens. They're going to go into a little 2-minute offense. And we're David Lewis on the carry here. He's going to get about 7 yards. They're still pushing him. Going to get a first down. That'll stop the clock. You can see the physicality that Lewis runs with. Breaks a tackle there in the backfield. Keeps moving, then gets a good push from his lineman. Oh, there Earl gets sacked. That's kind of one of those things that on first down with. Oh, bobble snap. And Xavier Reagan from Brooks Lowe from Blue Valley West with the big hit there. And now Missouri takes a second time out with 43 seconds left. They've got the big kicker too, so that's something to keep an eye on to see where they think they need to get to get Kaiser Van Vega into position to maybe get a field goal here at the end of the half. But for Kansas defense, that bobbled snap was a big play for you right there. It erased most of that gain that he had on first down. Coach Byers down there, no headset. He said it's interesting. He usually calls defense even in the regular season, so this is an odd game for him as he's just, head coaching it. Looks low almost again. Throws into coverage there to Blaney. Javon Roach again. We talked about him earlier, breaking up passes. Brooks Lowe just whiffed on Hurl, and then Hurl kind of throws it up, and there's Roach again. 39, third 16 to go here. Big hole on the left-hand side. Now it's going to be about 4th and 10. David Lewis from Van Horn on the carry. Sounded like another timeout was called. And Kansas calls a timeout with 33 seconds left to see if they can get a kick and maybe 1 or 2 plays off. We've got 33 seconds left before we get to the halftime festivities. And in case you were wondering, if you just tuned in, Kevin Weick, the usual play-by-play man here on the Hy-Vee Game of the Week, is making his way down to the field as he will be a part of the halftime ceremonies as he's being inducted into the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Hall of Fame as an associate, along with Bubba Sterling as a player, and then 4 coaches. Royce Bain from Lee Summit West, Tenny Dewey from Blue Valley Northwest mainly, but they are getting ready to go. There's Kevin, there's Coach Bain. And Kelly Donahoe and the late Eric Driscoll. This is quite a group being inducted this year. In fact, Royce's son Evan, both his sons are here today to be with their father during his induction. And Vega's going to punt here. And Tyshawn Cole from Turner is back for the kick. Oh, he muffed it, but the ball is, he muffed it technically, so that you can't advance it. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 17. So 19 seconds left. So the punt goes up. It's a good punt. He just doesn't quite get there, so he muffs it. So it's officially a muff there. He never really had possession. And it's picked up by Zamari Gary from Raytown and run in, but the ball is essentially dead there once it's recovered.
First group.
So Hurl comes back out to lead it. It's got KJ Smith in there in the backfield.
He just said defense.
Kansas, a little confusion over there.
Timeout. Kansas, their third.
You could hear them saying defense, and I think there were some guys who weren't ready to go back out on defense. Well, if you're Missouri, you've got 19 seconds, so you've got at least 2 shots you can throw into the end zone and try and get something going, knowing full and well you've got 1 timeout left, so you can easily call that, or if it's incomplete pass, and you can get the kicker out there quickly, Vega, and try and get another 3 points on the board and make this an 11-point spread at halftime. But if you're Kansas, you definitely, you want to try and attack and get them back as far as they can. Well, here we go, 19 seconds left. Earl rolls to the right. He's looking. Oh, stumbles. Only gets a couple yards, and the clock is running, and that's 11-10. They're trying to get up to the line of scrimmage. 7-6. They've got to spike it here or do something. Ball's going to get set. They have to burn the timeout.
Timeout. Missouri, their final timeout.
Not sure what they were trying to do there, but Hurl rolled to the right and lost his footing, and probably the thing they didn't want, going down in play, and they only got one play chance there in 19 seconds. It's a designed rollout. He's looking everybody. He had Kavanaugh in the end zone, but I don't think he ever got his feet set enough, and then he kind of tripped up, little turf monster. Blocked, live ball. Oh, still live ball. The center got blown up and was in the backfield on that call, and it is blocked, and we go to the half with Missouri. Here we go. Was the center of the guard 65. Oh, and it was never on. Was it? Let's go ahead and go down to the field with Missouri head coach Justin Hamilton with our own Mark Beaurichter.
Hey, thanks, Jan. Here with Coach. Coach, thoughts on the first half? Got off to a little bit of a slow start. A lot of penalties early on, but a couple big plays got you going.
Yeah, a lot of pre-snap penalties. You know, we were there on defense. We just weren't making the tackle. And offensively, we moved the ball that first series and went for it on 4th and 2, and unfortunately didn't get it. But we got faith in our kids and what we do and how we taught it this week, so we're just going to keep plugging away.
Gotcha. Any big plans here for the second half?
No. I mean, there's no need to get off of what we've done. It's an all-star game. I mean, they're throwing that short hitch. We're going to try to take that little hitch away that they've been running inside and hopefully pick it off. There's some things we're going to change up where we're coming from on defense, but we just got to tackle and keep playing the way we're playing.
Sounds good, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks a lot, Mark and Coach Hamilton. All right, halftime festivities coming up next here on the Hy-Vee Game of the Week here on Spectrum Sports. Welcome back to the Hy-Vee Game of the Week as we start halftime festivities, and we see Coach Royce Boehm out there accepting his award for the Hall of Fame with Coach David Alley, and his son Tyler is out there as well, and a lot of family and friends coming out there with him. And Coach Boehm, 3 state championships, and
in 6 of 12 seasons, quarterfinals in 9 to go along with 8 district titles and 7 conference championships. Boehm was named Missouri Coach of the Year 3 times. Coach Boehm would finish his career 117-35, coaching numerous players who went on to college, including both of his sons. Dewey. In a career that has spanned over 5 different decades, Tenny Dewey has left his imprint on multiple programs and hundreds of players. He began his coaching career at Drake University in 1980 before moving to Bishop Miege in 1986. Dewey moved to Blue Valley North in 1988 and stayed there until 1994 when he became an assistant coach at Blue Valley Northwest. Dewey's time with the Huskies has seen him be part of the program from the very beginning all the way to this past season when Northwest won its first ever Kansas Class 6A state championship. He coached the offensive line for Northwest during this time, with the exception of 2001 to 2004, when he was the Huskies head coach. His head coaching record was 23-13. Coach Dewey was also honored by the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association Dave Basor Award as the top assistant coach on the Kansas side in 2010. People that graduate from Northwest have a saying that says you are a ski for life, and Coach Dewey truly embodies that saying. Kelly Donahoe. Kelly Donahoe is a coaching legend whose name has been known since he was in high school at Harrisonville in the 1980s. He was a standout quarterback for the Wildcats before continuing his career as the starting quarterback at the University of Kansas. He began his coaching career in 1993 as an assistant at Blue Springs South. His first head coaching job came at Raytown South in 1997. The Cardinals had won 4 games total the 3 previous seasons, but would finish 9-3 in his first year. In 2000, Donahoe was hired at Blue Springs. The Wildcats had been a good program starting in the late 80s, winning a Missouri Class 5 state championship in 1992. Donahoe took the program to new heights, winning his first state title in 2001, going a perfect 14-0. The Wildcats would add 2 more undefeated state championships in 2003 and 2013, and a 13-1 team title in 2012. Blue Springs would make it to the state championship game 3 more times in 2009, 2016, and 2017, as well as a semifinal appearance in 2018. In 21 seasons, Donahoe's Blue Springs teams won 16 conference and district titles, going 191-53 at that time. During the 2020 season, Donahoe made the move to rival Rockhurst, taking over for the legendary Tony Severino, who retired following that season. Donahoe currently has a 225-69 record heading into the 2022 season. Eric Driscoll. Eric Driscoll was part of Blue Valley football since the time of its first ever state championship in 1991. He was a senior on that team that would be the first of 5 Tiger teams that would win a state title. After high school, Driscoll played at Baker University before becoming an assistant coach at Blue Valley in 1996. He was part of a staff that would win 3 more state titles in 1998, 2003, and 2006. Blue Valley would also advance to the state championship game 3 other times during that span. In 2010, Driscoll became the head coach at Blue Valley, and his first team would win a state title that season. In 2013, the Tigers would win another championship. From 2010 to 2016, Blue Valley won 2 state titles and played in 3 more state title games. Driscoll compiled a 71-18 record during that time. In a short amount of time as head coach, Driscoll has earned a wide-ranging respect of other coaches. He began serving on the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association Board of Directors in 2014. On February 12, 2017, Driscoll suffered a massive ruptured brain aneurysm with irreversible and instant brain damage. He passed away 5 days later at the age of 43. Driscoll was survived by his wife Carrie and daughters Rachel and Laurel. After his passing, the GKCFCA adopted his slogan, "Live like a Champion." Also, the Kansas City Chiefs named its annual High School Coach of the Year award the Eric Driscoll Coach of the Year Award. Driscoll was a 3-time winner in 2011, 2014, and 2016. Bubba Sterling. Bubba Sterling is one of the most dynamic athletes to play high school football in Kansas City in the last 30 years. A 3-sport athlete at Gardner-Edgerton, he would lead the team to its only state championship appearance in 2009 and win the Simone Award in 2010. Starting as a 3-year starter for the Trailblazer, going 34-3 as a starter. He was a true dual-threat quarterback, rushing for 4,033 yards while throwing for 3,121 yards in his 3-year career. Sterling ran for 50 touchdowns while throwing 37 more. He averaged 12.4 yards per carry for his career. He would be named All-State in basketball and baseball. The Kansas City Royals selected him 7th overall in the 2011 Major League Baseball draft. He was widely considered one of the best all-around athletes in that draft class. After moving through the Royals minor leagues, he made his Major League debut for his hometown team on July 12, 2019, in front of friends and family at Kauffman Stadium. Sterling would play in 56 games in 2019 and 35 in the 2020 shortened season. In 2021, he represented his country in the Tokyo Olympics, helping United States earn a silver medal. Sterling announced his retirement from baseball in October of 2021. Kevin Weick. If there is a voice of high school football in the Kansas City Metro, it's Kevin Weick. The veteran television play-by-play announcer has been calling games for 25 years for Metro/Spectrum Sports. An Olathe native, he attended KU and began his broadcasting career in Louisiana and Nebraska before returning to his hometown. Weick has called the game of the week for what was Metro Sports and is now Spectrum Sports KC. Weick has been the anchor of one of the best high school sports broadcasts in the nation. Besides football, Weick has called basketball, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. He is a passionate fan of high school sports and said the GKCFCA All-Star Game is one of his favorites to call every year. He is on the call of the game tonight. The Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association would like to congratulate all of this year's Hall of Fame inductees and thank them for their contributions to the sport.
All right, when we come back, we will have the Hy-Vee highlights and be rejoined by the Hall of Famer, Kevin Weick. The Hy-Vee Game of the Week on Spectrum Sports.
The Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Halftime score as I catch my breath from coming off the field there. I'm going to be 58 tomorrow, so they're climbing those stairs to get back up here to the broadcast booth. 15-7 ball game.
Let's talk about halftime for a second here.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I mean, I saw you down there talking to Coach Boehm and Coach Donahoe, of course. And
that's just a great class. I mean, all those great people and talking to Coach Driscoll's wife. She said, me and you are the lone celebratees here, and it's just great to talk to her. Yeah, oh, wow, look at this guy. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's some good highlights there.
Well, and Kevin, I got to say, it's, I've been around here since 91, 92 doing stuff when I started at the Examiner, and you guys did such a great job, and I've been lucky enough to be a part of this the last 10, 15 years, and it's one of those things that I think that people in this town probably take for granted what everybody who's on this broadcast does, but specifically what you do in all these different sports with all kinds of different color people, different sideline people, because there's a lot of us doing a lot of different things. It's changed over time, but you've been the standard. And the one thing I can tell people that if they don't get it coming through, Kevin loves what he does, and that's something that's great to see, and it makes it really easy for those of us who work with him to do the job we do, and I just want to say congratulations.
Thanks for the kind words, and thanks to all the folks with the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, especially Dave Alley, the president, and Mike Zagunas in charge of all the Hall of Fame festivities. Well, the players are out of the locker room, and they're probably going, wow, we wish we were back in that cool air-conditioned locker room. But it's not too bad being down on the field. It's cooling off a little bit. There's a little breeze because this field kind of sits on a plateau. But the players getting ready for the start of the second half. And it's a 15-7 ball game. Missouri off to that slow start with penalties and kind of miscues leading it. And let's check in with the coach and Mark Beaurichter.
Well, thanks, Kevin. Down here with Coach Byers. Coach, got off to a fast start. It seemed like in the first half, stalled a little bit, a couple big plays against your defense, but how'd you feel it went overall?
I think it went real well. They're bringing the house. and they're doing it through a few things that are kind of exotic that we haven't, we knew they were going to do it, but I think we got it fixed up. Tim got them together and kind of got them fired up and kind of changed our blocking scheme, and I think we're going to get it done.
Sounds good. What was the halftime speech to these guys here in this All-Star game?
Well, just tried not to lose my mind, and remember, these aren't my kids, so we just kind of told them we're going to be back in it and we'll get it done.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach. Back up to you, Mr. Hall of Fame.
All right. Wow. Let's drop that right now. Here. Yeah. Highlights coming up next as Coach Grunhard gets his guys ready for the second half.
Well, we are back here and taking some more looks at Kevin Weick's career and some of the people he's worked with.
Oh boy.
Old man winner in this one.
Yeah.
My mom loves Kevin Weick.
Pandemic beard, yeah, back then.
Mike Watson.
Yeah, Davey B there with me. And I think we were staying warm at a soccer game that was freezing cold. And I tell you what, I'd love to get that cold air back. But a lot of fun, a lot of great people from the Time Warner Cable days and Metro Sports and our Spectrum Sports days as the sun's setting here in Kansas City, Kansas. And we still got a second half to play. Missouri All-Stars leading 15-7 at the break. And seems like they've grabbed momentum in this game. It should be an interesting second half as see the guys are already on the field. And that is deep back is Amari Gary. A little speedster from Raytown as Reese Kennedy has it on the tee. Missouri won the opening coin toss, deferred their option in the second half. That's why they are getting the football to start the third quarter. And this will be a muff and another muff. And now Gary is going down inside the 10. Boy. Let's take a look at the Hy-Vee first half numbers. Well, Dion, not much rushing by the Kansas All-Stars.
No, they didn't really do much at all rushing. I think a lot of that was on Mason Close moving around. But the Missouri side has rushed it enough just to kind of keep things going, but they had those two big hitters that really accounted for a lot of those passing yards.
Well, nice special teams work by Dominique Herring-Britton, who's a twin. Devontae is going to play in the Kansas Shrine Bowl next month. As Missouri going to keep it on the ground to start the second half. And that is the guy that was on the kickoff there, Gary. He's a little short, tiny guy, but he is very elusive. And they say he's very explosive.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of speed, and he's physical too.
Run! Good! Good!
It is Ty Clemens as the quarterback as this running play goes for very little to the outside.
Pretty much no gain on that.
Yeah. So what should we expect here in the second half, Dion? What are you thinking is going to happen here?
I mean, I think that Missouri probably wants to stay with that running game out, and then they're just another bad snap here.
Once again, these teams only had, Dion, less than 2 weeks of practice, and these guys haven't played football for, 6 months or whatever.
8-9 practices, depending on if they get a practice in on the weekend.
So the sharpness of this game, you see muffs, you see guys dropping passes, dropping snaps. I mean, that's just reps. I mean, these kids haven't done this for 6 months, so the coaches look frustrated, and that's obvious. They're looking for perfection from their guys, but still, I mean, take some time. As the punting unit out, this will be a 3 and out.
It's exactly what Kansas needed. They needed a good 3 and out here, and not only that, the clock's moving too. No passing plays.
Kaiser, Gan Vega, 42-yard average, sending it down the field. And this is not one of his better punts. It'll get to the 48-yard line.
Special teams has got to be the hardest thing to put together.
Oh, yeah. 38 yards on that punt, no return.
Well, he had a little pressure there on the right-hand side, and he had to kick a little quicker. That's probably why I didn't get much into it. I mean, he still had a 30-yard punt, but that's not – he's a guy who can boom at 40 or 50.
Yeah. So let's see what the Kansas All-Stars closest coming out at quarterback, the Shawnee Mission South quarterback. Looks like Tyshawn Cole. You got Close and Cole in the backfield. Number 3 is Tyshawn Cole of Turner. And we got, looks like this is their passing set as they get 4 wide receivers deployed. and they'll run it with Cole. And a quick hitter for a couple of yards.
Well, they talked about doing some different things blocking to get that, and you see that right there. They were able to get Cole into some space, and he picks up good 3 yards there to kind of keep things moving forward.
Headed to Dodge City Community College, wants to study physical therapy, but he is going to play college football. Second down and 7. Backfield is empty now for Close. Constantly hear Coach Grunhard's voice from the sideline as now Close pulls it down. And now we'll throw it in the ground. Stratton was the nearest receiver there. Incomplete.
Well, he had Cole kind of streaking down the sidelines, and it looked like he wanted to trigger, but I don't know if he felt like he had enough to get it to him without giving the defensive back time to come in and get it. This is a spot right here where they've struggled. We saw on that graphic, they're 0 for 5, even with the touchdown drive on third down.
Yeah, third down has been tough. Kansas.
But think about that first drive. They had a lot of 5 yards because of penalties.
Yeah. Encroachment by the defense was killing Missouri early on. Big third down conversion. Quarterback in trouble. And the receiver can't hold on. That's Cole, the juggle and the drop. And it'll be 4th down and 7. Looked like Bikes, the Raytown linebacker, was coming in the gaps there and made the quarterback throw before he wanted. And Cole was just coming out of his break and just couldn't hang on to that one.
We've seen Burks and James Williams. They've been two of the more consistent guys in the backfield for Missouri. But they're rotating a lot of guys on that defensive line and the linebacker. They're trying to keep them as fresh as they can, which makes it even harder on that Kansas offensive line, which only has one other guy standing on the sidelines.
Now, this is a 4th down that he may punt or he may go for it. Now he looks like he is going to go for it. Throwing to the tight end from Baser Linwood. It's a catch and a 1st down. That's Chance Nelson. So I really thought he was going to step back and punt that ball.
I thought they were going to do a little pooch kick, and he did a great job of getting that space on the sideline and making a lane for Close to throw. He threw it right on the money here. He has to clear all the way across. He gets over there and finds a good spot. Nice ball, nice catch.
Delgado with the big hit, but the big tight end from Baser Linwood with a big 4th down conversion catch inside the 35. So Kansas new set of downs.
They're content to use all the clock that they can.
This is Birch stumbling his way to the 31-yard line and get about 3 or 4 yards. Jalen Birch from Bishop Miege going to Morningside University.
And Isaac Cook from Ray Peck got in there quick, but Birch was able to slip past him and pick up some positive yardage there.
1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns for Coach Holmes. He's a fast kid. He's a 10.75 100 kid. He got 3rd in state in the 100 in track. Second down and 7. Another high snap. Throwing near side, and the ball is just swatted away there. The defender did not make any attempt really to make the interception. That's Stuckey from Lincoln Prep. He said, I'm just going to
bat that thing down.
Yeah, I'm going to tennis serve that one to the ground. It's a big swipe at it. And
here they are on 3rd down. They're 0-6 now.
Yeah, take another look at this. Is he normally these DBs want to get intercepted. This one is like whack. Not Galloway was the target, the award wide receiver.
There really wasn't enough on there to get to Galloway. He had to come back for it.
Lincoln Prep, a new coach, Coach Chip Sherman, going to be the Lincoln Prep coach. Coach Lowe out in California now. As this pass floated, diving attempt. Did he make it? No. Stratton did not get under it. He's protesting the call. And he thought he had it, and that would have been enough for the 1st down, too, I believe. But we got no instant replay. But I think all right. We're told that he did not make this catch.
Here's the other problem on this play, and if we could.
No.
No catch on that, but Mason Close is holding his left hand or left arm.
Did he hit a helmet on the
follow-through? On the follow, but he was coming through there. They had 2 guys on him.
Yeah, looks like he's staying out there and he's trying to tough it out.
I figured they can't do it on 3rd down. They might as well go on 4th down. Why not?
Cole Stratton from Blue Valley North headed to K-State. And let's see if they can convert on 4th down again. This is about the same distance. 4th and 7, wide open. No, a wide open defender there.
Nelson broke off his route there, and I think that you could see Nelson on the sideline, coming to the sideline, like maybe he didn't read what Close read.
Stuckey almost got an interception on an over-the-shoulder catch as Nelson, stopped it short, and ball over on downs now to the
his close reads and throws.
All-Stars, this one,
Nelson is broken off.
Yeah. So taking over will be the Missouri All-Stars at their own 31-yard line. Looks like the Liberty quarterback in there, Leininger. Tyler headed to Mid-American Nazarene University, jersey number 9. Chad Freegon's team. And we got an injured player. That is Brooks Lowe from Blue Valley West.
And shaking that shoulder out a little.
Yeah, this guy, you talk about an athlete. He's a state wrestling champion. He gets 2nd in the javelin. He's going to Emporia State to play football. And speaking of Coach Lowe from Lincoln Prep, he's related to him, which I couldn't believe. I was like, really?
Well, they're Blue Valley people.
Yeah.
His dad coached at Blue Valley Southwest.
All right. Yeah, I was just like a little shocked. I was like, let's take a look at this guy. What happened here, Dion? Number 90. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Just falls bad. The tight end blocking him there.
Yes, the Lowe's, in fact, when Bill Lowe took over Blue Valley Southwest, he told me that Blue Valley Southwest sits really close to his family farm that they had out there.
Yeah. He's going to be a fishing game warden, he said. And that's what he wants to be. Is nice running play. He'll get the first down. As that's Otker. Otker is an interesting kid from Park Hill South. He was trying to wrangle up a group of guys this past weekend to go to thrift stores. He's big into the vintage clothes and vintage things. You don't see, 17, 18-year-old kids, let's all pile in a car and let's go check out the thrift stores. But that's Otker.
You just saw a little mixed handoff there.
That's his thing. And now pulling it out is Leininger and throwing. And this is a pass to McCoy, the tight end from Richmond, who has that 2-point conversion. And Kansas all over that. They had that one sniffed out. And now it's going to be 3rd down and about 7. You got McCoy and Gish as the tight ends in this game. And
Missouri wanting to move fast. That's kind of what they've done. Tempo.
That's true. They really wanted to. Oh, now they got somebody into the neutral zone, and that is Ramey. Ramey from Paola looks like number 44.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense, number 44.
I said to
5
Ramey,
yards, still 3rd
what
down.
is all those dots? He says, I do that cupping thing with he said it helps my shoulder. So you got all those little dots around your shoulder area. Cupping. Yeah, there you go. Look it up on your phone there.
All the swimmers used to do it.
And they'll get the first down. Nice running play for the Missouri All-Stars as they got a great push. And I don't know if you see, Otker is a thick kid. He's got really thick legs. I mean, he's more like a fullback.
They're running Wildcat with him.
Yep, there he is. This is the guy going to Washburn, and he also played baseball. I mean, these guys, so many guys, you say, well, these guys are good football players. This guy got 3rd in state in wrestling at 220. I mean, he's a very good baseball player as well. So just tremendous athletes as we continue to see the Wildcat, and that's got to be a new look for the Kansas defense.
Yeah, it's something they hadn't seen, and that's Lewis from Van Horn on that. They're just lining them up right next to each other. And now you got to play this. If anybody's ever seen Lamar play football, they would run the 2-quarterback thing there. Now there's the only problem.
Now
he releases.
He's going to throw it. He's got a man down the field open, and the defender falls down, and they get the touchdown. K.J. Smith from Kearney on a pass from Lucas Otker, and things fell right that time for the Missouri All-Stars.
Well, it was a bad snap, and I'm sure there's probably part of that play is for K.J. Smith just to take off and see if they can get something out of it, and they pulled it off perfectly there, and Otker now has a touchdown pass. And the defender fell down the third time now. The defender's fallen down.
Were you surprised he continued to run the play and throw the ball after the missed snap?
Well, I'm curious to know is if that play was if the ball's loose.
Oh,
Smith, like the
fire
go
drill
fire
play.
drill.
Yeah. Go ahead. Here is Gan Vega, right-footed soccer-style kicker. Let's send it down to Mark.
Well, fellas, I'm headed over to talk to Lucas Otker because I'm thinking the same thing you guys are watching it down here on the sideline with what happened. It almost looked like a design play. Not that he was supposed to drop it, but there was only one route that happened during that play. So I'll find out for you here in a second.
All right, Otker's a good guy.
That is the beauty of the All-Star game. You can talk to the kids and ask them questions right after. It bounced off his hands. Now I think it may have been a design play because he wasn't even looking to run. I mean, he came back and
Maybe he just really stayed patient and calm and didn't panic. And you usually see a guy that not normally back there in the quarterback position, gets a little shell-shocked. And there you look at K.J. Smith, who's headed to Northwest Missouri State to be a big-time track athlete. He's a big-time power lifter as well. He won his weight class at 175, but
powerlifting program at Kearney is very good. Started by some guy named Greg Jones, who's now at the University of Oregon. Congrats to Coach Jones. Sorry to see him go. He's one of the more colorful, fun guys who coach here in the Metro. But it's definitely that's something they did at Kearney. That's something they did at Liberty North. That's a lot of schools are doing that.
Well, at least he was true to his word. He said, when my guy Dan Lanning from the Georgia Bulldogs program, the defense coordinator, gets a big-time job, I'm going with him. He's going to get me a job. And I said, why? He said, because I got him started in college football, and now he's got this big-time deal at Oregon, and he kind of owes me one. But let's check in with Mark.
Down here with Lucas Otker, and the question we have on that play, in the Wildcat formation, I know he dropped the snap, but was that a design, just one-man route on that play?
It was just a design one-man route on that play.
Gotcha. Was the drop of the snap part of the play at all?
No, that was not part of the play.
I'll tell you what, he was telling me down here his friends are going to be pretty excited about and pumped for that touchdown pass that he just threw. Headed to Washburn next year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, man. Good luck. Back up to you.
All right, here we go and take another look at it. But he just stays so calm here.
Yeah,
look,
he didn't
plants his feet and releases a beautiful throw. I mean, the safety fell down there. I mean, they caught a break there, but I just love how calm he stayed. And
big part of that Park Hill South team from last fall. They were fantastic.
Yeah, they really had a great season as Jules Guard in at quarterback and throws it out of the backfield. And it'll be across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
So Reese Kennedy there coming out of the backfield for them.
Yeah, he didn't catch a lot of balls with Mill Valley, really, but I mean, he definitely can have that part of his game.
Showed the moves and quickness there. Jules Guard delivered on time. And I'm wondering, Close came off a little there and looked a little dinged up at the end of that series they had. Now's a good chance to get Jules Guard some rhythm here.
He is the Lawrence quarterback, played basketball and baseball. Baylor Bowen also playing in this game from Lawrence High, the son of Clint Bowen, who's currently the coach there, as we get a running play from Kennedy. But yeah, we got Clint Bowen from Lawrence High. He's got another son that's going to be coming through, and I think his other son is a quarterback.
I think he was a freshman.
Banks, yeah. I asked Baylor if he would start as a sophomore. He said, I don't think so.
I saw a freshman video of Mill Valley with some running back that they have, And I had said something to Coach Bowen about it. I'd seen this from a friend of mine, some guy named Mick Schaefer, that
oh, boy.
And Clint Bowen said his kid was in that game and he felt scared for him because this kid from Mill Valley was a freshman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, a near interception there for Jaquez, the linebacker from Fort Osage, as Jules Guard got hit right in the rib cage as he let this one go, and that was Reagan, the defensive end from Raytown.
Yeah, they got a free run to the quarterback there. They're struggling a little bit with the pickups there, with the pressure they're putting on.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to protections in a week span for backs.
And now see the guys getting jumpy.
James Williams over there he's got
prior to the snap,
big time motor.
Encroachment on the defense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Well, that'll be 2nd and 5. Talking off air with you about all the coaching changes. Boy, I tell you what, Dion, you need a spreadsheet and a half to keep track of all these guys moving around.
Well, Blue Springs had Kelly Donahoe and Greg Oder for almost 2 solid decades.
Now David White's gone, and Coach Paulson taking over.
Coach Paulson taking over assistant.
In-house guys.
Yeah, real good guy, and good to see him pick up. And, Alan Wilmus comes over from Park Hill South.
The Blue Springs side, yeah.
Both William Chrisman, just talking on this side, on the Missouri side of the state line. William Chrisman, Michael Rose Ivy, who was the assistant.
Oh, yeah.
Lincoln Prep for a while.
Good player at Rockers, yeah.
Yeah, and he takes over William Chrisman.
Yeah, another big-time hit. There's always these big sticks in this game. Whoa! Don't turn your back there. That's Bikes from Raytown putting the wood to Galloway.
Yeah, a little talking there. This is the time. This is the part of the game where it kind of gets. You got to be careful.
Yep.
We're hot. We're tired.
Yeah, this is an ego-driven game. State line pride as Jules Guard again hit as he throws, and that was the linebacker Bikes on a blitz, and it'll be 4th down. Now they went for it when it was 4th down and 7, but it was on the plus side of the 50. Will they go here?
Look like they're
is Close running out there. I don't see Close. Close would be their normal punter. Well, it looks like Jules Guard has done this as well back in his Lawrence Lyon days.
It's always good to have a quarterback who can punt.
Well, you see more and more doing it because it keeps the other team guessing, are they going for it on 4th down, or are they punting? And a lot of these guys, now the Jules Guard is in trouble, and he's going to eat it inside the 30 and ball over to Missouri. So
that would be the worst case.
Yes,
scenario.
that was the bad side of yeah, I thought he was going to get one of those rugby-style punts off, but not the case, as A.J. Delgado and friends right there to shut him down, and now Missouri can kind of put the final wraps on this one here late in the 3rd quarter if they can punch it in here. And
well, we saw them really, go to the run game, and that's the kind of thing you salt the game away with. They've had the big plays, but they also were moving them that last. With the Wildcat, and here comes Lineker back in. He's got Lewis back there. But their stable running backs are pretty solid on the Missouri side. That's really a good group.
Yeah, they really have guys that can run it, and depth, and Leininger throwing to the sideline wide, looking for Devin Blaney, incomplete. Coverage there by David Taylor of Turner. Of course, Devin has that big 75-yard touchdown catch back in the first half. Just a little guy seems to play with a chip on his shoulder.
Well, and Mark brought it up, right? He said, every time I see you're making plays, and that's kind of what he does.
Oh, nifty move there, and still breaky tackles. And this is David Lewis from Van Horn making the defenders look bad out there. Boy, this guy, he's got 4.59 speed, headed to Benedictine, but nifty footwork.
Look, this jump out here. Oof, nope, and nope. That's the run of the.
That was a tremendous run.
They tried to go too quick right on the backside of it.
It was 1st and
prior
goal.
To the snap, false start on the offense. Number 57, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Yeah, wow.
His stop and start's great back there. Oh, and the third one too. I mean, that's what got him loose of that one.
What's the game at the arcades? Dance Revolution or whatever. It looks like he would be good at that game with
hey,
those
hats
quick
off
feet.
to Taylor to close and finish that tackle to get him out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, now he's in trouble, and that's Brooks Lowe who hanging on like a big catfish and throws him to the ground. Yeah, he's
Brooks Lowe, and then Ty Farrington comes in and helps him there. They were not going to let him juke past him this time. Blue Valley West had a really good season under Coach Josh Korkemeyer last year, and he's really brought a consistency to that program. They're very good. They're very physical. They get good offensive linemen, defensive linemen. And that they've really kind of established a great way of doing things in terms of like an identity that they have.
New stadium as well.
Oh yeah, that helps a lot too.
On their campus. Yeah, that's a big plus. Here's Leininger on a throwback and finds the running back. And again, this is the man with the magical feet, but this time
they're starting to swarm with the ball on him.
They're going to
get it.
That's
great if you're one-on-one,
yeah.
but if there's two or three there, then sometimes you don't have enough space to get it.
Jake Schneider from Shawnee Mission North. I always love to see the guys following in their brother's footsteps. He's Will Schneider's little brother was a quarterback. Now Jake's a linebacker and set all the passing records at North. But so many brothers in this game. And he said, oh, is that your older brother? Yeah, sure was. Now 3rd and goal as they've went backwards here from the 10-yard line.
We'll go to William Jewell.
Yep.
I think he did.
Yep. Finished off. I think he finished off. Yeah, it is. I said, where did your brother finish up? And, yeah, he was William Jewell. I saw Sam Brown here tonight. Would he play for Sam Brown, or was he a little later than Sam Brown?
I don't remember.
I know his son played for her. But, yeah, Will was just such a great passer. And then Jake's going to Missouri S&T to be an electrical engineer. As it's 4th down, let's see if
finish out the quarter, it looks like.
That's going to wind out the 3rd quarter. They'll make a decision to start the 4th quarter. Missouri has a touchdown pass at 35 yards to add to their halftime lead. And it is now 22-7 after 3 as you're watching the 30th annual BUnion.com High School All-Star Game. And there is the Hall of Fame ring that I received tonight from the great folks at the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association. Coach Zagunis heading that Hall of Fame as the chair, and Dave Alley. And there's my last name on the side. That's a good-looking ring.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. All the Hall of Famers tonight getting a beautiful ring and a nice plaque, and had a procession before the game with food in the Commons area. And there you see the scoring by quarters in Missouri. Like I said, a little bit of a slow start, trailed it early 7-0, but 22 unanswered. And now we'll try a field goal, and this will be a 29-yarder, well within this guy's range. He said 42 was his long, and that was I said, don't tell me about the time you kicked the 60-yarder in practice with a 30-mile-an-hour wind behind you. I want to know what your best in the game was, and he said 42, so this is well within his range, and he sends it up and through there. Kaiser Gan Vega, Missouri Southern bound, Lafayette County. And Dion, you always talk about the guys from the small schools. They want to play with the big guys and say, hey, I'm just as good. And this is one of those guys. I don't think a lot of people know this guy. He's a great kicker, but he's also just a heck of an all-around athlete.
Yeah, I saw him playing a quarterfinal game in basketball against Mid Buchanan, and he was a defensive guy. He could score a little bit. And, yeah, he's a fantastic athlete. And when you talked about Lafayette County earlier, what a great program that is, some of these smaller programs. Wow. And hey, you got a guy who can kick, and he can do it for 4 years. That's such a big part of.
Yeah, I mean,
part you don't have to worry about.
I mean, they were 12-2 with Coach Cook there, and they had a great year. So, and like I said, that's a winning program. And it also helps when you got a guy that can kick 40-yard field goals for you and then punt it 40 yards, and he's just a good all-around athlete. So now Missouri's got some separation, and
it's a 3-score game.
Yeah.
Had a nice sunset earlier. Now the sun's down. I think
Yeah,
those guys are tired, but it's got to be just a little bit more comfortable.
It's a beautiful setting here in this field. We had a huge crowd tonight. I really was thinking the numbers might be a little down just because the weather is so hot and muggy, and a lot of people turning out here. Just a good overall night here from KCK Turner Activity Center, District Activity Center. Brand new. They've only played one season in it, as this will be touched back.
Talk about coaching changes. Vinny Careswell.
He's here tonight.
Yeah, he at least on West, he took over for Coach Boehm. He stepped down. I think he's got about one more year to retire. His kid's a senior, so he's going to watch his kid play next year. And then Willie Horn came over from Blue Springs South, and he's a first-year head coach.
Yeah,
to take over that program.
Yeah, there's just one of the guys, the new coach of Eudora is one of the coaches in the game, Drew Steffen.
Yes, took over for Sean Hayden. Sean Hayden was there for 3 years and did a fantastic job turning that program around. Thought he was going to be one of those guys going to be around for a while, and I think he's doing the same thing. His kids are getting a little older, and Drew Steffen, a really talented young
he's the emerging coach. Yeah, he's the defensive coordinator, and this is Cole breaking free. Look out. The angle by the safety is going to help him out. As Cole's speed is electrifying as he is knocked out of bounds after a great run there on first.
It's a good hole here, and he explodes through it. And look at that hole. I mean, Coach Gernhardt's got to be feeling good about that, and he has fantastic speed. And really,
that was a save.
Joey Farrar from Staley comes in and saves that touchdown right there. He took a great angle from the safety position. Ty Cole did a great job on that. That's exactly what Kansas needed. They needed something quick to get this momentum turned around.
43-yard explosive play for the Golden Bear from Turner High School, Ty Cole. Give it right back to him, and he is gang tackled down. And this Missouri defense is really
kind of slow to get up, but
really thought they would have the advantage here. They look
off. They're going to get somebody else in there for him. 60.
They don't have too many bodies.
That's it. That's what they got. They got one guy who can come in.
Andrew Long from Blue Valley, and he is hopping off. And not too much depth with the big guys on the offensive and defensive line, but it's hard to get those big guys. So after a loss on the after the long run by Cole, second down and long. Jules Guard rolling, throwing, and completing the pass just inside the 30-yard line. Making the catch is Dominique Herrig-Britton. Here's a guy that's kind of slipped under the radar. I don't think people know. This guy's like one of the fastest guys.
I saw him in track meets.
Yeah, he's a 4.3 legit.
Yeah.
I mean, he and his twin brother on the 4x1 that won the state 4x1. And I said, well, you won 5A, right? He goes, but we had the fastest time of any of the classes. So that's how good a 4x1 team. He got hurt his collarbone, only played 3 games, but he's going to Benedictine.
Well, that last play, Cole had a good blitz block up to get Jules Guard out there at the edge to get the ball to Herrig-Britton.
Yeah, his brother Devontae is going to play in the Shrine Bowl, and they are pretty identical twins. As this running play is stuffed, and then looks like the tackle there grabbed his own teammate, and that was Bickelmeyer, picked up the running back and kind of just carried him forward. Yeah, that's Reagan. He was at the bottom of that. Yeah, he had the tackle and then Bickelmeyer and the running back sandwich situation here. Yeah, he's got him there, and then Bickelmeyer,
just kind of lands
on top. Yeah. 4th down and 4 as the Kansas All-Stars in plus territory, and Jules Guard, the Lawrence quarterback, flushed, stumbling, and now sacked. And there it is, Stix Williams from Park Hill South with another sack. Having a big night is the Park Hill South Panther.
He's an energy guy. There's no doubt about that. And that's got to be disappointing for the Kansas. They get that big run and are stuffed right there. Don't really get anything out of it. And not only that, the clock keeps running. They run the ball a couple times. They complete a pass. There's not even anything to slow the clock down as we go under 9 minutes here once the next snap happens.
He told me he watches Chase Young, from the Washington NFL team. And he watches videos of him to get him hyped before the game. I always ask these guys, what's their go-to move? As ball over on downs now to the Missouri All-Stars. What do you do? Football players are like baseball players, very superstitious, and they have their regular pregame rituals that they do.
Mark Gary with a good run there to the outside. He showed his strength as breaking the tackle there on the edge.
Tackle on the play by Holden Archer. And Dion, we need to mention a special thank you to the McCarthy Auto Group. Archer was a scholarship winner. They gave out 23 scholarships, as they always do. That family is a big help to the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association. Thanks to the McCarthy Auto Group as we check in now with Mark.
Hey, fellas, I'm down here with Tyshawn Cole. Almost broke a couple early in this game for you. Got a big play there. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get anything happen with that drive, with that big play. What's this like, though, playing this All-Star game here on your home field?
It's great. It's like a great feeling, coming from Nebraska, moving on to Turner. And it's kind of like, it's surreal, I didn't never think I was going to be here. And I had a great opportunity to come out and show what I could do, especially being from Turner. I'm a little underrated, a little got overlooked and things like that. But this game gave me a great opportunity to show I can play, and that's all I can do is ball.
Well, you're showing a lot of speed so far in this game. Hopefully you get another opportunity here.
Yeah, thank you. For sure. I'm going to put one in the end zone for you. I got y'all.
All right, here we go.
Nice catch as making a nice adjustment there as Lane Kavanaugh from Richmond. He had 9 receiving touchdowns.
You were talking about the McCarthy Auto Group this year.
Yeah.
They had a new scholarship that, along with the Simone Foundation. Ricky Brown from Sumner, who's playing in this game, number 17, he got a $5,000 scholarship through the McCarthy Auto Group that was presented. Young man who lost his father.
Snap, encroachment on the defense. Number 12, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
And he, lost his father, real leader for that program. And it was just an honor to be a part of that, to be a part of that scholarship this year.
Pass near side, and it is caught. They also added a young lady as a trainer, right?
Yes, she won the 12th man.
Yeah, so she was the 12th man, so that was good to see. A young lady out there, so 23 scholarships given, so... Again, thanks to the McCarthy Auto Group.
The sponsors like B Union and the McCarthy Auto Group and Mammoth Turf and all these KU Sports Medicine.
Uh-oh, breaking free. They're not going to get Gary. He'll get it in the end zone for the touchdown. The speedy Raytown running back, Zamari Gary from 44. And it's all Missouri here in the second half.
Well, we talked about his strength and speed, and he showed both those on that run. Now Missouri, I think, has probably put that away, and we got a flag here at the end.
Yeah, end of the play, the flag came out.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. After the touchdown, number 5, Missouri, that penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Called him out.
All right. That was the wide receiver, Kavanaugh from Richmond. But, he didn't score the touchdown, but he was happy for Gary to, I guess, I don't know.
You can see Zamari Gary's got some guns on him. I mean, you saw in that run, he was pushing guys away with his arms.
Yeah. Maybe there was some trash talking there by Kavanaugh at the end of the play, but I didn't really see anything. But here is Gan Vega, point after touchdown to try to make it 32-7. Leininger with the hold. And right toward the scoreboard, it's up and good. So let's take a look at this run, Dion. You said strength on this run.
Breaks an arm tackle there, leg tackle there. Look at him, stiff arm there, and then just one guy diving at his foot. Oh, and he was close to getting it knocked out there at the end. Javon Roach, who has been a lot of places in this game tonight. I think it crossed the plane, but that was close.
Yeah, that was photo finish on that one. So a celebration by the running backs.
We've seen this Missouri team. They ran a swing and gate.
Yeah, they've done some things, yeah.
They ran a two-back wildcat. They ran a pass out of that. they've done a little bit of everything here outside of just your basic stuff, and done the basic stuff, Wells, except for jumping off sides a bunch of times.
I went to 3 of their practices. I saw the Wildcat. They have some other stuff up their sleeves, but I didn't see the swinging gate, so that was. But I don't live right down the street from the Green Valley facility there, so that the Johnson County drive to Green Valley on I-70. That's a lengthy drive there. Yeah. But these guys got it done. It looks like it's now 32-7 with 7 and some change left as Kansas All-Stars about ready to get it back. Looks like the series is now going to go 16-13 Missouri. This one's going to be returned here. All right. And this is Cole. He promised a touchdown as he muffed it. Picks it back up. And, wow, he gets his legs taken out there. As coming down on the special teams with the big hit was Joey Ferreira, the Staley safety man.
Two good hits for Ferreira. That's the same guy who's knocked him out on the long run.
Well, I think you might be right on that Mason Close. Maybe he did ding up a hand or his elbow or something, because we haven't seen him. Jules Guard is getting all the.
Jules Guard's had all of it.
So maybe he's not feeling it. I wish him the best. As he's going to go to Missouri, and a nice run up the middle for the Mill Valley running back, and another big hit there as the safety man and Reese Kennedy made an acquaintance there. That was Patrick Martin from Truman and Reese Kennedy. Tell you what, the audio guy getting some work here tonight.
Yes.
These pads are popping tonight. John Stratton handling audio tonight. On a game like this, like I said, it's nice. Everybody plays nice for maybe half the first quarter, and then somebody gets hit hard, and they said, that's our guy. You can't hit our guy hard. And we're going to hit your guys hard, and then it's all about the state pride. And nice catch by the tight end, Nelson. It'll be a first down inside the 40.
Well, they found him again. It's been a while since they found him, but Drulsgaard stayed in there and really did a great job of staying home. They brought the house again. Drulsgaard stays in, gets hit, let's go. And Chance Nelson, that's just a mismatch in size every time. He's so big and long.
6'4", 200 pounds, and they'll put weight on him at Hutch Community College. He may be a D1 guy eventually.
Yes, he's got a great frame.
Going to study business and play football there at Hutch. As here's Kennedy. And takes a hard hit, and that was Carson Miller, the linebacker from Hville.
Talk about coaching changes. Kyle Shanker, Harrisonville.
Yep.
He's moving down to the lake. He's getting close to retiring, and I think that's kind of the
heading in the direction.
Heading in that direction. He was getting closer to the lake, and Brent Maxwell, who's the coach before him, was the AD. He's taken back over, and hate to see Coach Shanker go. He's a good guy, but Coach Maxwell's another fantastic coach. Won a state championship there in 2016 with the Wildcats, and old faces new again.
Yeah, I swear I saw something on social media. Missouri had over 80 coaching changes. Oh, man, there's a hard hit on the quarterback Jules Guard by Bikes, the linebacker. And a lot of sound effects here in the fourth quarter. But, yeah, it's coaching changes. Just so many new faces and new places. Be interesting to see. I don't know.
That's kind of where we're going next on Preps KC. Our next few weeks, we're going to introduce people to these coaches as they're getting ready to. They're finishing up a lot of their summers over the next couple of weeks, and they'll be getting ready for fall camp. And
Jules Guard over the middle, looking for Nelson again. Can't connect. Delgado with the coverage.
Well, they did. The linebacker dropped out in there a little bit more, so that was a harder one than the one he had before. Tapasoa from Fort Osage was kind of in the lane a little bit, so Nelson really didn't have that great free spot that he had on that last pass over the middle.
And now fourth down facing this team. them shut down on fourth down. You're down 32-7 in an all-star game. You go ahead and go for it. Jules guard. Cole in the backfield. Lines up. Passing. Schultz the catch. First down to the 25.
Yeah, nice quick hitter there.
It's Ethan Schultz.
Delivered to the outside shoulder. He went and got it and fell forward to get that first down. Jules guard, this is the first time I've seen him play, and I'm pretty impressed with him. He stays in there pretty good, throws a nice ball, and I know that Coach Byers, they were talking, they were like, we want to get him when they were down quarterbacks.
Yeah, he came in late. Noah Palmer from Olathe North was picked and then didn't make it into the practices. So, and now Jules guard gets the turf hop, and now throwing it up, and on the sideline, no catch. Receiver out of bounds. That was his teammate, Baylor Bowen, who's Clint Bowen's son.
That looked like a drill that they have run before.
Yeah, that looked like balls on the ground. Just get open. Baylor is a tall kid. He's 6'4" as well. And get the kind room service hop there. And just couldn't get 1 foot down. Nope. All right. Yeah, he was close. But Baylor also plays basketball.
And, for me personally this last year, I had never met Coach Bowen before and had never really got to know him and really enjoyed getting to know him this year. And talk about a guy who has coached big-time college football, been a head coach, and is at the high school level and just he said that he did tell me one difference is at the high school level, the day of the game is a different thing. He liked the long road trips because it was more like college because you had control over where they were going.
The game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee. They're proud to support Kansas City high school athletics. Look at that sunset, Dion.
It looked great in here.
Are we at Piper with all that purple there? No. We're at Turner.
Being in here for the entire game definitely made that look a little better.
Well, beautiful sunset. Like I said, this facility, the new high school here, just great facilities here at Turner High School, Turner District Activity Center. You kind of come up a hill, and this stadium's on top of a kind of a plateau. And the school is not too far away, and there's a lot of people here tonight.
No, great crowd.
Second down, pass over the middle, and off the hands of Nelson. A little behind him there. And third and 10 coming up. This was behind the tight end.
Another great sponsor, the Coach Association, is the DePasquale Moore Law Firm. They've really stepped into the high school football and high school sports area.
Oh, yeah.
And
Mike
really
loved
done
it.
some, he's a big fan. He came on my radio show during the year. They gave some grants to the Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas school districts. They sponsor the combine. It's a free combine for member schools for their athletes. And a lot of people can't afford to go to all these combines. And they've done a fantastic job really having their presence shown. And they've become a big-time player in terms of helping kids.
Quarterback hitting the back, has a receiver, and it is a touchdown. And that is Schultz from DeSoto, and he did a good job of adjusting and making the over-the-shoulder catch as Jules Guard got hit hard in the back there.
I tell you, he has stayed in and taken
releasing
some hits. He delivers a fantastic ball to Schultz, and that DeSoto team, they don't throw the ball a ton, but he's an outstanding receiver. They do throw it to him to get him there, and you look at some of the DeSoto coaches there.
Yeah, they are.
I think that's Coach, blanking on his name. I think it's Coach King over here, but the DeSoto guys are happy about their guy.
Yeah, Ryan King is their head coach.
Yes. I love the Detroit Tigers logo on their helmets. I think it's a great logo for them.
Yeah, that is they got the nice green matted helmet there, and he didn't put any other stickers on. They'll go for a 2-point conversion. Jules Guard with Cole in the backfield. There's Cole to Turner running back.
End zone?
And he's pushed in. Second effort. Well, he
said he was going to get the end zone.
Yeah, he said he was going to get the end zone. Yep, so he got the 2-point conversion. So, there you go, Mark Beaurichter. He's a man of his word. Tyshawn Cole of Turner.
A little bit of hit there, and it may have been just the release there. I don't think the defensive back went with him at all. And Julesgaard hangs in and delivers. Oh, yeah. Number 72 on that.
That's Sherwood.
Mason Karim from Smithville. Big time hitter.
Okay.
That's a positive thing to take out of that.
Well, yeah, late score. Schultz, once again, he is a twin. And his twin brother is not playing in this game. It's Tyler.
He's in a boot, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. It's a foot injury. Also, a young man, there's the twins right there. He's got his jersey on. I want to say a speedy recovery. Calvin Griffin from Blue Springs was in a car wreck this week, so he's not playing in the game.
That's too bad. And
I also want to say hello to Mizell Law. Blue Valley North was having some issues with the heat. He's a big guy. He's 6'2", 290, and doctor said probably best interest not to play when it's hot and you're a big guy and if you're not feeling well. So
it's an honor to be out here, no matter even if you're injured.
But he worked hard in the practice, and he wanted some TV time. I said, I'll try to hook you up with that, Mizell. And he's a guy that wants to get into sports broadcasting.
Down at the one.
And wow, how about the special teams work by the Kansas All-Stars as we check in with Mark.
Well, thanks, fellas. Here with Truman Julesgaard, who was added to this roster on Monday as a second quarterback. Obviously getting a great opportunity here to play the second half. Touchdown pass, leading your team for a drive. Talk about what it's like to play in this game.
Just to be back out on the field, it's just amazing. I love football. I fell in love with it. And just to see that we get an extra chance to do this and play even against Missouri and play with all the guys from Kansas and come together. I've learned so much from just other schools and other coaches, and it's just amazing. I'm very blessed to be added. I got the text, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's roll.
Well, young man's headed to Baker, hopefully providing a little bit of spark here in the fourth quarter for the Kansas squad. Back up to you.
Thank you, Mark. And now Missouri will work deep in their own territory using that Wildcat with Otker, thrift store king, as he runs it out nicely there near the 15-yard line. It's good to meet a lot of these guys, Dion, when you get them in the group, really what they're like, and just so many guys love football. The weather's not been great the last few days. These guys have to practice in, really hot and muggy situations, but they're out there when they put that helmet on. They love that football.
Well, one thing I've been impressed with, and we haven't talked about it much because they've done what they needed to do, is the offensive linemen from Missouri. You got Spencer Timmons from Lincoln Prep, Preston Mell from Blue Springs, Stephen Gabb from Fort Osage, Liam Aldrich from Clark Hill South, Alfredo Lopez from Belton, Zach Sherwood from Staley, Trevor Taylor from Lee Summit North, and Wyatt Leda from Pleasant Hill. And you see them now, they're imposing their will.
Ball came out at the end, and let's see if they've blown it down. Otker was the runner out of the Wildcat, had a good gain, had enough for a first down across the 30, and let's see what the officials, they're huddling. And they say Kansas ball.
Maybe down by contact.
I think it was Javon Roach who had the fumble recovery.
Missouri fumbled the ball. Kansas recovered while being down. It's first down, Kansas.
Kansas takes over at the... Oh, no, that was
Missouri's
Kendrick Osei Bonsu of Olathe North. Yeah.
Oh, there's Otker's losing it, and then...
Yep, it's coming out. So
it came out there. Oh, it was out before he hit the ground. That's a good call.
Yep. Kendrick Osei Bonsu headed to KU as a walk-on.
Knee down when he's picking it up.
All right.
Got to get that foot under him next time. The officials done a pretty good job. Yeah. They've been pretty on it. And they generally mix the crews, don't they? I think they've done that the last few years.
This is a Kansas crew.
This is Kansas crew this year?
Yeah.
In the past, they've mixed the crews some. And
that's what the Missouri coaches told me. They said, we don't recognize any of these guys. He's got to be a Kansas crew. Pass. Nearly caught, nearly intercepted. Two guys had a chance at that, the offensive player and the defensive player. That was Bowen on the offensive side, and Was that Stuckey from Lincoln Prep?
Yep. Talk about the offensive line of Missouri. We don't have to read off quite as many names for Kansas. You get boom in both hands. Colin Keeney and Jackson Hoshar from Bishop Miege, Ben Holler from Shawnee Mission South. Andrew Long, we talked about earlier, from Blue Valley. Ben Vasquez from Blue Valley. And Josh Bicklemeyer, we mentioned his name too, from St. James, the state championship team for 2 years in a row.
Yep. Back-to-back for Coach Radke. And
they lost their quarterback.
Yeah, Jackson House. Yeah, that was the big story there.
Originally, I think he was going to stay, but then I heard the younger brothers wanted to go.
Yeah, if you're not familiar, his dad is Matt House, who was a Chiefs linebackers coach. He got the defensive coordinator job with LSU. Mm-hmm. So they said, well, some of the families are going to go down to Baton Rouge, but Mom and Jackson, I think, are going to stay up here in an apartment. And
prior to snap, 87 red, lined up in the neutral zone, encroachment, 5 yards, second down.
That was the story that I heard, and then they changed their mind. He just wanted to be with his family and his dad, and so he's down there.
He was the Fontana Award winner last year.
He was a key guy for them. Boy, I tell you, they were 0-4 to start the year, and then they went to St. Pius, and we did that game on TV, and they just blasted a good St. Pius team and never looked back after that. Radke going back-to-back. Oh, man, Jules Guard is lit up. Ball on the field. Sticks Williams picking it up. Trying to get away from Reese Kennedy. Cannot. That's a... Whoa. Okay, Sticks. You got a scoop and a halfway score. You don't need to get mad at the guy. Okay, well... Yeah, that's...
Mason Krim set that up with his pounding of Jules Guard.
Yeah, Krim...
Mason Krim, we talk about Smithville, we talk about Cody Simoncic at the beginning of the game. Mason Krim, outstanding lineman for them that just, he's been, there's nobody touches.
There he is, yep. Krim from Smithville, and then he's just mad that the running back brought him down here. Kennedy did a good job. And he didn't need to throw him down like that. Kennedy was just bringing the big guy down and finishing the play.
Looks like Leininger's going to come out here.
Yep. So it's the Liberty quarterback out there. No Wildcat this time.
And Lewis with him.
And with the magical feet, and they go jet sweep. And this is KJ Smith from Kearney. And again, this guy, powerlifting guru at Kearney. He was the number one guy. He won state at 175. Set the squat record and benches 300. His squat record was 500 pounds, and he deadlifts 600. So, KJ Smith of Kearney, nickname Jet Ski. I don't know.
Well, that was a jet sweep.
Yeah, we saw a jet sweep. Good call, to be honest. This is Lewis up the middle, and everybody's scrapping at the ball, and now people are getting frustrated because it's hot. They're tired. And
we got a $133 here.
Yeah.
We need to just roll this thing out of here.
Yeah, let's keep everybody calm, cool, and collected here. Forget the cool part. This calm and collected part. Nobody's going to be cool that's down on that field. And still probably around 90 degrees on the field. The field turf is obviously warmer. As clock running down, minute and some change left. Missouri going to win it. They'll now lead the series 16-13. They'll have won 9 of the last 11. And their first win on the Kansas side since 2012 is here's Gary. And he gets down near the 10-yard line. So Missouri dominance. This is kind of a streaky game, though. We see.
Yeah, the Kansas really dominated a lot.
They've had their runs, and now this is the Missouri run, I would say.
I want to do a quick shout-out to Terry Gallon and his stat staff from Baser Linwood High School. And
they had a bunch of guys here tonight.
Yes, they did. They're running our Digital Scout stats for us. If you're following along with those are fantastic, and we appreciate him doing that. And it's a lot of fun to let those guys. And they came in and said, hey, as long as we can be on the sidelines. And I was like, you got it. And that's a fun thing.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys wearing that green and gold, and I was like, wow. And they said they're here to do stats. And I'm like, wow, you guys brought the house.
Yeah,
And
Levi Cooley, one of their players, came with them. And Coach Stahlbaumer does a great job there, Baser Linwood. He's on the board.
Rod is he's a class act and a good coach. And that's going to be the final snap as they're going to run this out with a final score of 32-15. Missouri winning back-to-back games in 9 of the last 11, and their first win here in the Sunflower State since 2012. Hy-Vee postgame coming up next right here on Spectrum Sports. Missouri All-Stars winning in the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association All-Star Game for 2022. Let's check in with Mark.
Thanks, fellas. Here with David Lewis. Some impressive runs this evening. We were marveling at you breaking some ankles out there. What did it feel like to play in this game?
I think it was an amazing experience. I got to play with a lot of dogs, and I got to just be out here and play football. The game I love. Everybody loves this game, and I thank everybody who came out to watch us play and support Missouri.
And you're headed to Benedictine, correct?
Yes, sir.
I think Joel Osborne, head coach of Benedictine, is getting a pretty good running back right here, fellas. Congratulations on the game.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Mark. Great job on the sidelines as we take a look at that run, Dion.
Yeah, he definitely has got a little highlight there that he will be able to show to his children and their children's children when he played in the All-Star game with some of the best players in the Kansas City metro area.
Well, Dion, you get the last word. Missouri, again, dominant in this game, and they won back-to-back in 9 of the last 11.
Well, they played well. I think both teams showed what they could do, and Missouri just had a couple more big plays on their side. And the last thing I want to say is, again, congratulations on being in the Hall of Fame, and it's an honor to be able to get up here and do this with you. It's a lot of fun, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is not a job when you get to do this, do these games. And Kevin and I have did a lot of basketball over the winter, along with some great people. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, coaches and players, they make the difference.
They do.
So many great people down there.
It's just fun to be, and it's been 2 years, but in the last year we've been able to get back out and go to some gyms and go to some stadiums, and it says a lot about high school football in the city that these people can come out and put on this game and do a great job. And I'll be real honest with you, this is one of the least chippiest ones we've had in a long time.
True.
In a day when there was so much heat. Maybe it was too hot to fight, but it did get chippy sometimes. But this is a great event, and we appreciate the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association, BUnion.com, all their sponsors, McCarthy Auto Group. That's what makes this possible, is the work these coaches do and these kids that work so hard for them.
Thanks to Mike Zagunas with the Hall of Fame and President Dave Alley with the Greater Kansas City Football Coaches Association. Thanks to our coaches, Justin Hamilton, Rick Byers. Our producer's been Joe Novacek. For Dion Clisso, Mark Beaurichter, and our entire Spectrum Sports crew working in the heat. Kevin Weick saying so long from the 2022 B-Union Kansas versus Missouri High School All-Star Football Game. Our final once again, 32-15, the Missouri All-Stars get the W, and I get a Hall of Fame ring and plaque. It's been a good night. Have a great Father's Day weekend as you say good night from Turner High School in KCK.